what I have here is a woobie. Woobie, woobie. I'm just going to tell you about this. I don't have any fit links. I don't have anything like that. I'm not going to make money off you. But I'm going to tell you, this is something you want. This is made with nylon on the outside. Okay. And polyester on the inside. Now, polyester normally is not healthy, is what they're saying now, but that's on the inside of the nylon, so I think you'll be fine. This is in Woodland Camo, and the woobies are used in the armed forces. And you'll see they come with these ties. See these ties here? And they're designed to go inside the poncho of the U.S. Army raincoat. Now, one thing I noticed about the raincoat is I have a video on it, and my son modeled it. It was a little bit shiny because I had used a water repellent spray on it, and it's heavier than what you buy on Amazon. But you have to understand the idea between heavy and ultralight ratio and what that means. When you go into ultralight, it means, yes, it's light, but it's not going to take a beating. It's not designed to take any wear and tear. And that's what you have to understand. If you're actually making a bug-out bag or, you know, your different bags they talk about, probably, you know, a get-home bag being ultralight would be the way to go because you're using it 1 or 2 times and that's it. It's not something you're using all the time. Now, if you're going to use it for hunting or you're going to use it for camping, you probably want a pretty durable bag, like the one I had bought, the EXO hunting bag. You know, they usually use a 500D type of material. Some backpacks even use 1000D. They used to use that in the old days, but they found 500 was good enough. Now the woobie, I mean, you want to talk multi-purpose item. I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, it's sewn with these baffles in it, which in turn keeps the warmth in. Now, you're not going to use this in -20. Don't think there's anything that's get all the one all. My Mountain Westerneering sleeping bag that cost me over $1,000 would be used in -20 or -40. But this, no, this is good for spring, summer, maybe fall. It has a lot of purposes. You can tie it inside your raincoat if you get an actual Army raincoat, because all the dimensions are designed for that raincoat. Now, you can still get these, and they're brand new. Okay, they've been in surplus. When I received this one, it had a tiny bit of odor to it, like a musty smell. Now, all I did was throw it in the wash machine. I don't have a thing in the middle. I have an open wash machine, so there's nothing to get tangled. The strings don't get caught in anything. If you do have the old type wash machine, you're probably better to wash it in your bathtub by hand. Now, then I threw it in the dryer, and it was literally dried in 15 minutes. It was crazy how fast this dried. And that was part of the reason why this woobie was so popular. I mean, literally, armed forces would use this inside their... Armed forces would use this inside their Army poncho, raincoat, and they could actually make a little type of sleeping bag out of it. In Vietnam, they used the woobie quite a bit. And you just imagine how much it rains in Vietnam. I mean, it's crazy, right? These things get wet, and they dry quickly. Very, very quickly. And that is a big thing. Now, before, they used to make these in wool. And because wool, whether it's wet or dry, it still retains warmth. But wool's itchy, and it's also very heavy. So this thing, I mean, if you're a prepper, go get the the U.S. Army Poncho, the raincoat, and the woobie. Now I say that because the raincoat that I bought is like a 30M type of thickness, to where every raincoat I looked at on Amazon that was a Woodland Camo was extremely thin. It did not hold the water out, and there was just bad reviews like crazy. And a lot of those bad reviews were from people in World War II that had bought them, and they had said how the quality was horrible. And that's a very, very important thing when you got gear that you want to last. Now, the woobie becomes multi purpose gear is what it does. I mean, you think of the things I can do. I can wrap this around my shoulders and have a nice warm blanket to take the dampness off me if I'm sitting in my chair at night, just kind of enjoying the stars. Now, we can go from the chair to sleeping on the ground where I put my thermarest down. I could fold this in 2 halves like so and make it pretty thick and lay it on top of my thermarest pad. And now my dog can lay on it. Because my dog has nails, there's nothing to pop on this. You know, and this is a very, very comfy blanket. You're probably not going to get anything better. Now, you can get these all over eBay for like 40 bucks. Some are 35 bucks. They've got free shipping and all kinds of things. I wonder if I could see it. There is a place on here. Here it is here. Where you'll see something like this. Okay? You see that tag? You're kind of looking for something like that. And I paid 40. I seen places that had it for 32 with free shipping. I could have paid a little cheaper. But I lead myself more toward people that have, 100% feedback, or, I have known to go for 99% feedback depending on what the comments were. And I don't care if the comments were there 3 years ago. I'll go back and look at them, especially if they give it a minus. And if the comment is something like, the seller wouldn't talk to me because I wanted, I don't know, make up some stupid comment. It seemed like a Karen. It didn't make any sense. So I don't even consider that comment. But if I see people saying it arrived it wasn't the original, I just got to see one comment like that. I won't buy anything from that guy. Not at all. These were advertised as the authentic woobie in storage. And when I got it, it had that musty smell to it, just slightly. Well, you knew it had been in storage. I mean, these things are 30, 40 years old. Imagine living in a box for 30 years. And it still looks brand new to this day. It is pretty impressive. But in the fall or the spring, this is something you probably would use. Now, it does weigh 2 pounds. It does have a little weight to it. It certainly does. Now, with me, I always talk about weight, but it's not as important as everybody likes to believe it is with me. Like, for example, I talk about weight because I want to be comfortable. So I want an item that's light, but I want an item that's going to take a beating. And that's very important. I mean, you can take your backpack down 10 pounds. People on the Appalachian Trail do it all the time. And it's the most uncomfortable way to backpack as far as I'm concerned, but they would argue and say it isn't. It's very comfortable. Not me. You take, for example, the chair I carry. My chair weighs 3 pounds. I want a chair that I can get out of without falling on the ground. I mean, literally stand up like a regular chair. So that 3 pounds is worth it to me. Now, I do have 1 pound chairs, and I've tried them, and you can't get out of them. I mean, you literally got to fall off to your side onto the ground and to climb to get up out of the chair. You better have a stick or something to get you out of that chair. It's just, maybe it's okay for the young 20-year-olds out there, but definitely ain't good for a 60-year-old man. So that's a big part of it. Now, at 61 years old, when you carry, like right now, my backpack is just under 40 pounds with food, has no water. That's a good weight for me. I feel it a little bit, not too bad. If I could get it down to 30 pounds, that would be great. But in order to get it down to 30 pounds, it means I now have to sacrifice items, like remove my chair for 3 pounds and now sit on the ground. I don't want to sit on the ground. Get rid of my first need water filter. I don't want to get rid of that. It's a purifier, not a filter. I mean, I could get a Sawyer and take off the weight. So a lot of it you have to consider is, what are you willing to carry it's heavy, and what are you willing to carry it's light? Now, I do go with a German Shepherd quite a bit, and she needs to lay on the ground just like me. And I have a blow-up mattress. I bring a thermarest for her. I had pictures on my post section of my thermarest. I cut it in half. That took off some weight. That's for her, not for me. And basically, that's only a R rating of 2, the thermarest pad. So when I lay that down for her to lay on that, okay, that's some warmth. But if that's cold for me, it's going to be cold for her. If you're not sure, go lay it down outside. Go lay on it for 20 minutes and find out. And not with a winter coat on or anything. Go out there and lay on it with a regular t-shirt. So I could take the woobie, fold it up, put it on top of the thermarest. I'm probably bringing it up to about an R rating of 4. And anything, my Western Mountaineering sleeping bag, I can now unzip that into a quilt, throw it over top of her and me, and now we got a lot of warmth being generated. Now, she does have a fur coat. We have to understand that, so give that an R rating of probably, I don't know, 1.5. And she is warmer than what I am. But the woobie, I'm here to tell you, it weighs about 2 pounds. It is designed for the GI Poncho, which I also have you see in the previous video. It's just designed to feel good. It's designed, if it gets soaking wet, to dry quickly. It takes a beating from the weather, and it just gives you that little bit more of feeling good. Almost like having a little stuffed animal when you were 9 years old. The woobie brings that type of feeling. Turns a man into a baby. But I'll tell you, Mother Nature ain't fair. And when you can get a little bit of feeling that feels good, you won't regret it. Go pick yourself up a woobie. I'm not even going to tell you where to get them. They're on eBay. That's it. I wouldn't buy them when I'm in some. You know, I would read the comments. I would read if it says authentic woobie, if it's got an actual number to it, and you know you're getting the real deal and not some knockoff. And check the reviews. And look for particular reviews on people that bought the woobie. Not reviews on other things off his store. And if he sells them and they are gotten from boxes, they'll usually have a picture of the box with hundreds of them in it. Is what they do. Who knows what they paid for them. But they are pretty impressive. There's no tears, no nothing in this one whatsoever. Is it worth the 2 pounds? Wintertime, I do expect to carry a heavier weight. That's why I'm at 40 pounds. But summertime, I'll be down to 30 pounds easy. But to carry the extra weight, to me, it's worth it. I don't like being cold. I hate being cold. And it scares me to be cold, literally. Someday I'll tell you the story about why I have a PTSD of being cold. It's crazy. I have issues with that. I mean, I probably have, I don't know, 14 winter coats. I see a winter coat and I want to buy it. Because at one time I was freezing, I almost died. I mean, that was enough to mess me up. And I swore I'd never be cold again. And I'm not going to be cold. So is it worth 2 pounds? I think it is. Go get one, put it on your shoulders, and see how it feels. You'll like nothing better. There's a lot of companies out there on Amazon and camping companies that have tried to make this and say, oh, we have a blanket. It's just like the woobie. Well, they're trying to make it lighter, and they're giving it fancy colors. Number one, I like Woodland Camo or some type of camo. And, you know, I want it to take a beating, and that's very important. And when something is made for the armed forces, it's designed to take a beating. They're not going to keep something you can only use for a year, and it becomes no good and throws in the garbage. That becomes garbage. Anyhow, go check eBay. Get yourself a woobie if you can't. You got a get-home bag, bug-out bag, whatever you got. If you don't want to freeze. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.